in front of you is a question on public distribution system. Okay, public distribution system. So the question asks the main objective of public distribution system. Let's go through the options. Export of food, import of food, food security, quality of food. We know that public distribution system's main objective was food security. So obviously our option is C, that is food security. Next question is about from statistics. It asks the mean absolute deviation is minimized when calculated from mean, mode, harmonic mean, median. So it is talking about absolute deviation. Okay, we are not talking about standard deviation, we are talking about absolute deviation. Okay, that is, if I am talking about MD, that is equals to 1 by n summation modulus of xi minus a, and when a is equals to median, then this deviation is minimized. Okay, so according to this, then the answer is median. Okay, next is about the Prebisch-Singer thesis, right? Next question is about Prebisch-Singer thesis. The Prebisch-Singer thesis is basically they gave the center and periphery explanation, that they have divided the world into the center and the periphery, right? Center is the developed nations and the periphery on the side are those are less developed or developing nations. So only the center will benefit and the rest will be worst off, and the explanation was given on the basis of terms of trade. So the explanation for this one concerned with the effect of business cycle on what? Terms of trade. So the answer is terms of trade. Okay, Rawls, Prebisch and Singer argument. Okay, next one is about difference between export and import of services. So let's get into details here a bit. Okay, first of all, here we will just be discussing about current account. Okay, current account, the part of balance of payment. Okay, there is current account and capital account. Okay, now I'm going to talk about two part components of current account. One is about import and export of only goods. Okay, another one is about imports and export of services. Yes, so when I'm talking about goods, we call it visible trade, right? And when we are talking about services, we call it invisible trade. Together, these and these, that is our balance of trade. So here they have asked you about export and import of only services. So not goods and services. Agar goods and services dono पूछा होता, then we could have answered trade. But now that's not the case. अगेन सारे कंपोनेंट्स के बारे में बोला होता जितने हमारे होते हैं इस करंट अकाउंट के अंडर, तो हम लोग करंट अकाउंट बोलते हैं, कैपिटल अकाउंट तो हरगिज नहीं है. सो वी हैव services invisible as explained here, so the option is B, invisible. Yes, so this is the correct answer. Right, next question is about public enterprises in India. Okay, so basically they have given consumer goods industries, key and basic industries, services. So as we know, in every sector we have government controlled industries and authorities. So in all the sectors there is government sector and there are industries. So public enterprise in India has been developed in all these sectors. So I can say that my option D is correct, that is all types of industries is the correct answer. Okay, now next, moving on to question number 52 here, that is about different types of funds. Before answering these questions, let's try to understand all these terms one by one. Okay, first, contingency. Okay, what are contingency funds? So contingency funds are those funds, which are saved for some unexpected event or outcome or some economic crisis, okay, by the government. So definitely this is one of the funds accounted by government, so this cannot be the answer. See, here they have asked funds not belonging to, so this is belonging to government, so not an option. Second one is about consolidated funds, right? Consolidated funds. Now consolidated funds are the funds where, this is one of the important form of public accounts, where revenue received and spent are all recorded, okay, by government. So definitely not, because this comes under government. Next is, if we talk about public accounts like state provident funds, then national defense fund, these are all under public accounts of government, so again under government, so not our option. So definitely the answer is private accounts. And here I am with the last question for this video, all of you, that is about budget deficit. So here the question is, which of the following is the deficit budget? Okay, deficit budget in which the deficits are covered through taxes. Let's try to understand budget. Okay, let us denote B as budget. So budget is equals to, say, revenue collected. By revenue, let's say tax revenues. Okay, so taxes minus expenses, that is government expenditures, G. So this is the budget. Now when taxes or the revenue collected is greater than the expenditure, then obviously the budget surplus. So no need to cover it up because there is no deficit. So I can easily strike off this option. No surplus budget here. When T is less than G, then budget deficit. And I can increase my tax collection and to cover up this gap. Okay. Now, whenever T is equals to G, we call it balanced. And once it is balanced, I don't have to fill up the gap as there is no gap. So balanced budget is also not an option. But whenever it is not equal, we call it unbalanced. And in that, if it is surplus, I already have more. I don't have to fill up the gap. But if it is deficit, then I will have to fill up the gap by the means of taxes. So yes, definitely, unbalanced budget is my answer here. Okay, so that's it.